friends, let's talk about the myth of inadequate resources and the peril of too stringently adhering to consumer surveys as it impacts your business, in this case, the business of agriculture. Years ago in my book, Do Business Better, I talked about the myth of inadequate resources. Humans that make excuses saying, I would do this if, or if I just had these resources available to me, I would be more fit, pretty, successful, whatever it should be. The reality is a lot of times humans are using the lack of resources that they proclaim as an excuse. Let's talk about food and agriculture. We hear that humans would eat better if they just had better food choices. They wouldn't eat Fruit Loops if they knew that there was artificial dyes in them. The reality, a lot of times consumers do what they want to do, but when surveyed, they say, well, I would be more healthy if. In other words, myth of inadequate resources meets consumer survey. In my book, Do Business Better, years ago, I found a survey done by a national builder that found that a vast majority of home buyers stated they would spend more time outdoors, they would do more outdoor entertaining, they would spend more time playing with their children outdoors if they just had adequate outdoor space. And when those buyers bought homes that had outdoor entertaining space and playgrounds for the kids, they found across all of their buyers that those families spent cumulatively 17 minutes per week as a family outdoors. The myth of inadequate resources. We gave you the resources you said you wanted, and you still didn't use them. Now let's talk about food. We hear now with the MAHA movement that Americans are unhealthy because of food deserts, because they just can't get vegetables at Dollar General in a small town. The reality that I point out is even if you put a truckload of fresh vegetables out in front of the Dollar General, the shoppers at Dollar General will walk right past the fresh vegetables, go back to the frozen pizza section, and check out with their food stamps and buy frozen pizzas. You see, it's not necessarily about resources. It's about what consumers say they will do versus what they really do. Humans, as it turns out, say lots of things. Their actual actions paint a different picture. So let's be careful when we're talking about making America healthy again, about whether it's food dyes or availability of fresh produce or all of the things that we're told would make us healthy again. And the consumers might say that they just had better access to, fill in the blank, they'd be more healthy, they'd make better choices. But the reality is they might also still make the same choices that got them exactly where they are right now. Damian Mason, coming at you from my farm field at the Daily Rosa Farms, talking to you about the peril of too stringently adhering to consumer surveys as it impacts your business, because sometimes consumers say they'll do lots of things, they don't put their money where their mouth is, and also the myth of inadequate resources. Sometimes it's not about what's available to the consumer, it's about what the consumer actually chooses to do when nobody's watching. Damian Mason, The Business of Agriculture.